and Somalia, nicknamed the most alien place on Earth, where nearly half of the species are found nowhere else. Socotra is isolated with its own language and culture. With just 4,000 tourists a year, most have never heard of this island. Join us as we discover the most incredible yet least known destination on planet Earth.
Today is the day we visit one of the most isolated islands and most unique places on planet Earth.
If you look at flights to Socotra, then you'll soon find out there are none. Even though Socotra is 400 kilometers away from mainland Yemen, it's still officially part of the country. And with the current civil war, public flights to the island do not exist, meaning there is just one way to get there, via humanitarian aid flight. Twice a week, the flight leaves from Abu Dhabi, and the only way to secure a seat is by booking through a tour agency. For us, this was travelling Socotra.
How are you feeling about this?
I'm kind of nervous. I've never taken a humanitarian aid flight before, as I'm sure most of us haven't.
There it is, Socotra. 9 o'clock, the once a week flight to this island.
Right, we're about to board our flight.
Socotra's been a dream of mine for quite some time. Like, this is a big bucket list destination for me, so I'm very excited. We're all ready to go. Unfortunately, we don't have a window seat, but we'll have better sights when we get there.
It's okay.
We have just arrived in Socotra, picked up by our guides, and we're going to start the adventure right now.
Meet Abdul, our local guide for the next 7 days who have been guiding tourists around Socotra for 16 years, and Hani, our enthusiastic driver who will be taking us to the remotest corners of the island.
Okay, we are here now. We are heading to the western part of the island.
As we drove up into the mountains, we saw our first glimpse of this island, surrounded by desolate rocky landscapes and small villages that blended into the horizon.
To get a perspective of this island, we have just passed through the second biggest city, well, town or village on the whole island. Hello! Hello! Yeah! Hello! So behind me is Kalansia, which is the second biggest town in Socotra. We're just hiking up this little path for a good viewpoint.
Within an hour, we reached Detua Lagoon. Despite being surrounded by clouds, the blue of the water shone through. This was going to be our camp spot.
We have just arrived at our campsite for the next 2 nights, and you're not going to believe this setup for such a remote location. Now, this is actually like the luxury camping setup, and trust me, it is really going to impress you. We'll give you a proper tour in a bit, but we're just going to relax here in this little communal area and have some tea.
Right in front of me is an Egyptian vulture. This is a rare bird, but here they have so many. It doesn't seem scared of me at all, but I guess vultures are generally quite scary birds. But these ones are beautiful.
All right, let's go check out this tent. Just had amazing food, honestly, very impressed with it. We'll show you some of the food later.
It's time to show you where we're going to be sleeping tonight. Now keep in mind that this is one of the most remote islands on the planet. There is only 4,000 tourists that come here per year.
For reference, that's the same number of people who visit Tuvalu, the world's least visited country.
This is a tent most tourists will be sleeping in for the next 7 days. And this is the tent we're going to be sleeping in. First off, we have our little foot washing station so that you can get the sand off of your feet before you step into our tent. Let's go inside the tent. Now, this is probably about 5 or 6 times the size of most regular tents here.
You're not going to believe how big this thing is.
Look at this. I don't know if you can get a good perspective, but you could probably fit another me on my head and still be standing up. That's how tall it is in here. We have a nice seating area with cushions so you could just relax and have some tea. We have a big blow-up bed. When the website said blow-up bed, I thought it'd be like, you know, your average blow-up bed, but this This is big and it's so comfortable. Plus we've actually got a proper duvet